Welcome to another episode of the Cliff Notes Project. My name is Clifford Bonet. Again, make sure that you guys like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Even hit that little notification button, little bell that they got on the right, left. I don't know what the update shows, but it's just to make sure that you catch up on these new episodes and everything else that I put out. Today, another guest, another interview. But you know I can't keep it all the same. I got to switch it up. I've introduced a chef, introduced a rapper. But today, you know what? I think I got a future NBA star. You know how I do. I don't introduce them. I let them introduce themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, my guy.
My God, man, it's a pleasure to be here.
What's your name, brother?
My name is Kyree LaPlanche, man.
Yeah?
Kyree LaPlanche, yes, sir.
Not Kyrie Irving.
Not Kyrie Irving.
Not yet?
No. Kyree LaPlanche, man.
Yeah? I appreciate you. Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming. Again, man, you are here because you and I know someone. This gentleman here, really powerful dude. He legitimately was here Monday. Don't know when they see this podcast, but he was here Monday. Really came and had me looking at my worth, looking at how I work, looking at how I'm projected to work. And then he introduced me to you. That's the man. His name is Brandon Boyd. Salute to that man. But more importantly, he introduced us. I did a little homework. I see what you're doing. I see what you're about. Salute. But before I kind of just give it all out, I'd like for you to kind of just say what it is that you were doing a few days ago, and then we'll get into it.
What I was doing a few days ago.
A few days ago, man. What's your daily?
So, it's funny that you asked that anyway, but a few days ago, right? So, I was at this event with the guy we was talking about. His name, Brandon Boyd.
Mm-hmm.
Great guy. So we was at this event called Boss Talk, and the event was actually it was freaking fire.
I seen some clips.
Like it was fire. A lot of impactful information. There was no way that anybody shouldn't have left there empty-handed. Everybody gained something.
Dope.
Everybody gained something.
What did you gain out of there, you personally?
It made me want to be around bosses more. For sure.
My guy.
It definitely did. Especially at a young age of 21, like a lot of I was more blessed to be a part of that and being a speaker, but just being able to learn and absorb, that's the most important thing for me. I like being as young as I am, I love being a student and learning from other people because I want to be great too. I want to be great like y'all. So we're not great yet.
We're striving to be. But Brandon be pissed if I said that. He's like, nah. Don't say it like that. No negative. What's the affirmations? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why, to me, again, like I said, this man, first time meeting him, I met him through my boy David Hill.
Yep.
Met him, and just the change from a few days and how I move is extremely different. And I could just see the smile and the energy that you got from Boss Talk. And I'm appreciative of that. And that's why I'm appreciative of today's interview, because I want to see how that's changed. Let's talk about the videos that you've been putting out. Let the people know what it is exactly that you do.
So I make a lot of basketball related content. So I put out basically showing what I do on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been fun. I enjoy it. I love it. Basically, like I said, just showing what it really takes to get to the next level. Because you know what the crazy thing is? A lot of people don't show the process. They always show the result.
Mm-hmm.
I got this. I did this. All right, but what else did you? That's great.
How'd you get there?
I want to see. I want to see when you was mad. I want to see all them tough times you wanted to quit. I want to see. Everybody goes through it.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? And a lot of people try and hide that because they don't want to be seen as a weakness.
Right.
They want to just be like, oh, I was strong. I did this. I should. No, man, be transparent, be real. We all the same person, bro.
Do you think it's the fact that people are afraid of showing a little bit of vulnerability when they're doing certain things?
Absolutely. I think especially on social media.
Yeah.
Because people, and I was honestly, I'm not even going to lie. At first, for me, when I first started getting into YouTube and putting my stuff really out there, I didn't want to show all that either. But then I knew the other side was, dude, nobody's really going to be able to relate to you the way you want to.
There you
unless
go.
You show this.
There you go.
And be transparent. You be open. Let them know, hey, this is what I go. The thing I'm going through right now with my school situation and everything I'm going on, I've been having a lot of like shots taken to me right now.
Mm-hmm.
No lie. I've been having so many shots taken to me. Yo, just get the vaccine. Just do this. Just do that. Like, bro, you're wasting. You put your whole career on the line for this. Oh, you're sacrificing your whole college season for this, dude. It's just a vaccine. Like, you know what I mean? And so now it's just like, this is what I stand for. Like, it's my choice. You know what I mean?
Let's back up because the people don't know.
Yeah.
What is your ultimate goal, sir? Ultimate goal.
I want to inspire. I want people to, anything that they take away from me is I want them to be great. And they see Kyree, they be like, oh, you just instantly want to be like, yo, I want to be great. I want to be great like him.
But great at what?
Whatever the path that you choose.
Okay.
I just want the same way how Kobe was.
Okay.
Same way how the way Kobe impacted the world when he passed. You know, that same type of level of impact. Same type of thing.
Yeah.
Same thing when Eric Thomas gets on stage. Everybody knows what time it is when he steps on stage. You see the screaming. Thank God it's Monday. Oh man, Eric Thomas about to go crazy on us. Like, I want that same level.
That same energy.
Yep, exactly.
I'm not mad at that.
Exactly.
I'm not mad at that. So I see you working out, watching the videos. I see the videos and I'm like, this young man's putting in a lot of work. But then I see the attention to making sure that you get, a new watch. My wife bought this for me. I don't know how to use it. I apologize. Yesterday was my birthday. And it looks like we got the same, man. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. But so how do you feel as far as juggling? Like you're hooping, you're working out, then you got school, you got a tutor. When do you find yourself at all getting lost? Like, how do I keep the focus? Because even for 21, I'm 47. That's a lot of things to do at one point in time. Most people get up 9 to 5, come home, and then whatever happens. We don't have that luxury. So what do you do to stay focused?
The biggest thing for me right now is just really prioritizing, especially while I'm young. I have a great father. So he's putting me on game about a lot of different stuff, how to move correctly as a young man, how to make certain decisions. And so all the things that I'm doing, you know, I'm a basketball player, I'm a content creator, business owner. So, you know, I own my own media company.
Nice.
And I'm an author as well. So, you know, like you said, there's a lot of things juggling, but it's just mainly prioritizing because you want to win the day, attack the day with intention.
Right.
So you don't let the day run you, you run the day. And I always took note of that. And so again, just the biggest thing for me was prioritizing, using my time wisely, time management, being very specific on what I'm doing, how I'm doing it. So I'm never just sitting down and just, you know, just rambling on with my hours or just chilling, whatever. Like everything I'm doing, it's like, all right, I'm doing this to get this done so I can do this.
Right.
Because every day, them days add up, man.
It sure does.
Them days add up.
And I haven't figured out yet, and I've been trying how to get more than just 24 hours in a day. You know, I'm telling you, if I could figure that out, I'd be I'd be the new Jeff Bezos. That's the black guy. But I'm telling you, it's not out there, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm king procrastinator. I'm king of excuses. I'm king of I'm gonna figure it out. But at the end of the day, the things that I had to do ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So I had to kind of just look at myself in the mirror and stop making excuses. You know. And this is why I want to go back to the video that I watched with you. You were doing your thing. You were focusing at home. You were working out at home. Play basketball. Then you got to go and do your tutoring. When do friends come in? That's the real part you got to juggle. Yeah. Because they might look at you and say, hey, listen, Kyree, I get what you're trying to do, but when do you have regular people time? And then next thing you know, or maybe I should ask you, have you been noticing like the circle of friends have been getting a little bit smaller? Oh,
my circle of friends has been small since I was 18.
Why is that?
Because like the things that I'm doing now, I started doing when I was 16. So when I was 16, my family and I was homeless.
Oh. Really?
Yeah, man. It was my mom was pregnant at the time. It was me, my dad, 2 sisters, my brother, and my 5th sibling was about to be. Like I said, my mom was pregnant at the time, and it was my grandfather, my grandmother, and then 2 three of my other family members were in the 2-bedroom apartment.
Really?
Yeah, and there was a point where it was like, dude, like this is too much for all of us, like, you know. So there would be so many nights where, like, because my grandmother was my Haitian grandmother too.
Good.
She would move the table out of the way, and she would set up this big old blanket in the middle of the floor. She would try to make it as comfortable as possible for us, man. She did her best and she tried, but it just wasn't comfortable enough.
But the fact that she was just trying.
She was doing it.
Not trying, but doing it, yes.
Exactly. So I had a lot of sleepless nights doing that. And so I would always just look up and just be like, this made me hungrier. And it made me want to go like, you know what? Nah, like, I don't ever want my family to be in this situation again. Yeah. What can I do to take this to another level? So I transferred. That was when I just transferred to a new school as well. Okay. So I was the new kid at the school. And at the time, I was pretty popular because everybody was like, yo, Kyree's just coming to the school. He's about to do this, about to do that. Great basketball player, but y'all never knew, like, the background stuff that I was going through. Yeah. So I used a lot of the hunger that was building up inside of me and all this, like, pimped up, like, anger and frustration. Yeah. And I used that to my advantage during the season. I killed it. And so... I mean, that's how. I hope this answered your question.
Nah, keep going. You know what I mean? You're giving me more, and that's these are why I have these interviews. Great people, great conversation, great stories. If I didn't know that about you, now that just added another layer of respect that I have for you, young man. You know, a lot of people that are, let's say, have that moment of like, wow, homelessness or trials and tribulations. They look towards. Unfortunately, and I have friends like that, illegal things. You know what I'm saying? I don't knock nobody, but the fact that you identify, hey, I don't want this anymore. This particular situation, thank you, Grandma. I love you for setting up this blanket for me, but I don't want this. I want at least a bad bed. Forget the floor, because I was there. You know what I'm saying? Little background of me. So my parents, both Haitian, came here. My father drove a taxi. He's a physician now, but he drove a cab to make ends meet. You can't become a physician unless you had a green card or you're part of the United States. So at one point in time, we was here just, on a slide. And my father just did what he had to do. I'll never forget, we was in the cab and somebody pulled a gun like, hey, give me your money. But that's lesson learned. I was young as hell. My father cleaned windows. Sometimes I drive by just to see the building that we used to clean windows. So he never took nothing for granted. You know what I'm saying? And I can hear the hunger in your voice when you speak to me and when we speak. And I can see that they did their job, they being your parents, in preparing you because you're well-mannered in how you speak. Your preparation in your videos and what I've captured and what I was able to see in a short period of time is this dude has a game plan. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, hey, yo, who shoot your videos? And you're like, me. I'm like, oh, who edits your video? Me. Oh, okay. Self-sufficient. And again, salute to you for doing that. Salute for you not just saying or feeling sorry. People, we tend to feel sorry. I was good at that. I still am good at that, boy. You ever need to feel sorry about? Give me a call. I'm not perfect. You just asked me, yo, Cliff, how long did it take you to do the studio? The studio started here 10 years ago. How long it took me to amass all this little equipment, figure it out, be by myself, and talk to myself at the camera, make sure the levels is right. My circle, and that's why I asked you with the circle, because the dream is beautiful. You were the new kid on the block. Kyree's going to be doing this as the basketball player. But then guess what? Kyree got priority, so he can't meet your expectations. Exactly. Circle goes down. Exactly. Hey, can I come to your house? Nah, not really. I don't have the condition. Circle goes down. Perception. Remember what I showed you in my speaker booth over there? Check your ego at the door. Because our ego is the number one thing that will ruin us, that will make us like derail from our original plan to prove a point to friends that truly don't matter, because real ones will stick by you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I mean, to go forward with that anyway, like with my circle. So, in a sense, it was almost a new start for me going into the new school. My closest friends were mainly my teammates, my coaches. You gotta be young. You socialize with other people and stuff like that. So I had associates in school, but I never really took the time to really build like close relationships until like later in the school year, like going 2-3 years down, and I'm mainly like a junior, senior type stuff. But because, dude, I was really focused. Like that year, I ended up doing and accomplishing so much. I was the first time in my life, and the thing is, I wasn't even aiming for it. It just happened. So I was a Massachusetts All Scholastic at 16.
Yeah,
Massachusetts All Scholastic, and there was an MVP and a league All Star.
Wow!
And I scored 500 plus points my sophomore year as well.
So
just
this
coming into
is
the school.
New school, staying with grandma. Grandma had you guys on the ground.
Yep, for a few months.
And then
we ended up getting our own house. My dad worked insanely to get that crib.
But even that's what I'm saying. Like I shelter my kids, but I show them all of the little knickknacks of hard work because I want them to strive for that. But you stayed focused, never mind dealing with that. I got people that got everything they need and can't even do what you did. They'd be like, man, I played ball. That's it. But you also keep talking about your story, bro. I'm telling you, come on.
This story is real, man. So then I remember too, even for Christmas, for Thanksgiving, right? So I remember we didn't want to stay in the 2-bedroom anymore. We was just like, we can't do this right now or whatever. So we ended up driving to New York just to get away from everything and take away and that for me also opened up another thing of like, because I got a chance to really see Times Square.
Okay.
Being around family, like us smiling and stuff. And it showed like really to appreciate family, love them, cherish all your moments, everything that you possibly can to do it. But then also gave me a bigger reason of like, I want to be great, because I remember looking at Times Square. I remember being in Times Square and looking up at the big, the big buildings and stuff like that.
Yeah, all the big building, the screens and all that.
The main one in the middle, though, I remember seeing it, and I seen just like all these celebrities and stuff on it, whatever. And I just kept telling myself, and I have the video in my phone. I just remember saying, one day I'm going to be on there. Yeah. I'm going to be on there. Like, I'm going to get there. And I remember posting it on my Snapchat and everything, and some people were laughing, but some people were like, you got it. But to go forward with that, and then also for Christmas, we were still homeless at the time. So my dad was a pastor as well. He still is a pastor. He might kill me for saying this on here, but sorry. So at the time, he was working on getting a building, the building that I told you about before, that we have now. So he was working on trying to get that building, but we was renting another spot in Randolph, the senior center. So, we was renting that spot. And again, we still had no place to live during that time, but we over here going to church. We're telling people, God is real. We love God. Keep doing this, keep doing that. My dad's just pushing. And, during that time, with Christmas, he ended up basically had an office that he had because he didn't have an actual building. So he had to rent out an office as well. So he rented out an office like 5-10 minutes down from where we was renting building. So we ended up having Christmas in the office. Really? Yeah, we bought a little tree and everything. We had Christmas in the office. And then there would be some nights even where we slept in the office. We bought air mattresses. It's not really supposed to. You get in trouble for doing stuff.
No, I know. Yeah, because when you rent an office, a lot of people might not know this. It's supposed to be for business use. It's not residential. When you sign the contract, it says it clearly as day. But what's pretty dope too? That speaks on your pops, but it mostly speaks on your family. Like there was a goal. So not only he too was juggling a couple things. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I got to get the family situated, but the business or the church and the belief in God, like, hey, this is really going to happen. That, because a lot of people, and I speak to like my brother-in-law, who at one point really believed in God, and something happened to him where it changed him. And he's like, there's no way that God will allow all these bad things and things to happen. To me, I always rebut and say to him, God gives you these challenges and you're going to be prepared for whatever it is that you go through. But there's still decisions to be made. It's not like he just said, boom, this is going to happen. He's going to put a couple hurdles and stuff like that so that when the time comes, maybe I behave appropriately to appreciate it and not lose it. Maybe you went through that struggle for you to come tell your story today here, so that whoever watches this, they're like, whoa, I didn't know that, because all he was talking about is doing this and doing that. Mm-hmm. There's a belief in everything, right? But I truly believe positive energy brings these positive stories so we can pass this light out as you're doing right now, which is the same thing that your father's ministry does as well. So if you think about it, you are an offspring of his ministry. I think that's fire. Like, I truly do, man. Now, let's talk about the media aspect.
Yep.
Where the hell you find time to do that?
Man, so...
Because I got some edits if you got time like that, player.
We can talk, man.
Yeah, let's talk.
Let's talk. But my love for media came when I was 15. It was funny because me and Lance, I was in South Carolina. We would always watch these videos called Hoop Mixtape. I don't know if you know what that is, but basically you watch, growing up, that was really popular at the time. So we watch a lot of Hoop Mixtape videos. So basically, if people don't know what mixtape is, basically showing, it was the top high school athletes at the time, showing, making mixtapes for them, like crossing people, dunking on people, this and that and the third, right? So, Lance and I really started getting intrigued by it. And we started literally watching it every single day, like studying this, studying that. So my love for media came from that. Okay. And so I would try and make my own hoop mixtape. I would go on my iPhone. I had an iPhone, what was it? 5. Yeah. iPhone 5S. We would go outside, go to the gym, whatever. We would record ourselves playing ball, whatever, and try to make our own mixtape, adding the sound. Yeah. Trying to find the right sound to fit our mixtape and our play style. Okay. And just really loving the process of it. And, so now then eventually that's when I really started to go I can actually do this. Yeah. So when I turned 17, that's when I really started taking YouTube seriously. My videos sucked. Yeah. Absolutely sucked. But everybody starts like that, Right. And so my videos sucked. They were trash, people were laughing at my content, but they respected who I was, because at the time, like as I told you before, you're popular. I'm popular. I'm doing my thing. So people are tuning in because of who I am. Right. And so I just kept sticking with it. I learned how to use, for a lot of people asking out here, everybody's always asking what platform, what things am I using. So that's when I started really getting into Final Cut Pro X. Okay. I started using Final Cut, learning the little things about it. And then from there, it just started building and building, watching YouTube videos repetitively, studying my favorite vloggers, studying my favorite videographers, editors, studying a lot of them. Their format, borrowing a couple of things. Finessing a little bit of the sauce, man. That's the point, right? Exactly. It's like when you was in the court, you're trying to hone your skills. Exactly. Now let me ask you a question. Looking back at these videos that you're saying it was horrible. How was your basketball skills back then to what it is now? My basketball skills back then definitely were not that good either. But I bet you when you was recording, you're like, that sauce was woo! Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Of course you're going to feel like that. You're gonna, of course, especially at 15, Yeah. Yeah, but my skills during that time, it was exceptional, but it wasn't to the level of play how I wanted to. Okay. And I'm still getting better each day, obviously, but I definitely know there's some major improvement. Like my handles and stuff was slow, shot was off, you know what I'm saying? So in essence, the videos actually helped you get better in basketball, and it helped you. Exactly. Wow. Exactly. Double 2 for 1. Yeah. 2 for 1. That's a blessing. You know what I mean? So shoot, he gonna get a check too. Hey, I ain't mad at that. Yeah. I ain't mad at that. Let me ask you another thing, because you brought something up that I myself find myself struggling, because we talked about YouTube. So we're content creators. I can sit there, listen to someone's music, give them a treatment, tell them how to shoot it, do all this. When you go home, you got all these files in front of you. You got to chop it up and put it together. Music videos is easy. I can do it for everybody else. For myself, boom, I get stonewalled and I'm like, all right, I don't know if I should be doing this. I account it to fear, because I don't ever want anyone to laugh at me.
But you, at that young age, were ahead of where I am even today, because I still have the fear sometimes of people gonna look at this and be like, yo, this is whack. Where it should really be the content of conversation. They'll be like, yo, these transitions, these cuts, they ain't look. Like right now, whoop, I'm switching it to you, looking at me. Then whoop, I switch it back. It's because I'm live editing, guys, for those who are like, why does Cliff keep touching his computer? But I always have these expectations of it being like this, where other people might be here but are doing very well. Do you find yourself having those problems as well sometimes for both editing, media, basketball, or life in general?
Yeah, I don't totally get what you're saying with the media aspect, for sure, because I feel like we're the opposite. Because for my stuff, I'll make my stuff look crazy and all this. But then when I'm doing this for clients or whatever, sometimes it doesn't really happen that much anymore, because you're
comfortable.
Yeah, you get your reps up. You start doing it repetitively,
Muscle memory.
Yeah, exactly.
I know where I don't need to press. I can press B for blade, A for select. I don't need to be like,
Command A, select all.
Yeah.
But, like, for me, that's really what it was. See, man, you gotta
show
calls. You're Hollywood,
bro.
Man.
No, I'm not.
You're too famous for me, man.
You gotta show. How do I mute this, Joan? Because I got the little moon.
I ain't gonna lie, mine's dead right now.
Oh my God. No, but it's all good. At least you ain't making this podcast look crazy. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not that popular. It was my daughter that called me first, and that was just my brother right now. I am not popular. I'm me.
Don't listen.
But now I again, like, muscle memory is crazy, isn't it?
It is, man.
But like, you still did it though when you were young. Was it because you were young and didn't care? Like, what was it? Or was your peoples pushing you? Like, yo, you gotta get these things out. Yeah,
it was mainly both, man. My dad was pushing me a lot to really go after it and really continue just to keep building on it. But then also for me, it was just like, I want to be able to learn another skill.
Yeah.
Because even going forward with that, I remember my dad was telling me, like, it's great that you're putting in all this work for basketball, but that's not going to be the only thing that you're going to do. And it hurt me that you told me that, because I'm thinking, yo, you're doubting me that I'm going to the NBA, or you're doubting me of my dreams. I remember going back in my room and I was really frustrated at him. I didn't want to talk to him because it really hurt me. But then I started to look at the other side, like, okay, now I really see what you're saying, because you don't only want to be one-dimensional.
Word.
You want to be able to have multiple things in your sleeve that you're able to do, so you're not limited. What if you got hurt?
Yeah. How long did it take you to realize that, though?
It took me a while, man. Yeah. It didn't show up overnight.
Yeah.
But it took me a little while. I would say, like, honestly, at least 3 months.
Yeah.
That time period, because it happened in the summer, so it hit me pretty hard, man. And so once I realized that, I was like, all right, now I'm really gonna figure out what are the other things I can do. What are the things I'm good at now, so I can sort of edit. At the time, I wasn't a good editor, but I kind of was advanced than most people at my age doing what I'm doing.
Right.
I still needed some work, but to get started on it, I know, you know what I'm saying? I can use that eventually, keep building it, keep working on it. And now look at me. I got freaking people hitting me up to do videos now. Oh, I need this. Thing. I need help doing this. I'll pay you this amount right now to help me do this really fast. People asking me. I got these one of these guys I'm really great friends with at this gym that I go to. He's one of the top videographers.
Okay.
In Boston.
Okay.
So
want name drop? Feel free. Go ahead, man. You can do whatever.
Kev Pialo, man. Okay. Shout out to Kev, man. So he's always asking me for work. He's always asking me to help do this and that. So my point is just like, it did take me a while to really realize the other skills that I'm good at, because that's what the downfall of a lot of athletes right now.
Yeah.
Even with dudes that are in college right now, even my peers and stuff like that, I'll be like, hey, you play ball, that's great, but what are the other things that you do? And even other things, they'll say things like, oh, I like to hang out with family, or I like to go-karting. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah, the resume
I'm like, where are your skills? Like, what is your skills,
I'm nasty at that go-kart.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Bro, like, what is that? Like, where are your skills? Wait, my dad always told me this, if you're able to learn a trade, remember what happened during COVID when COVID hit?
That's a fact.
Bro, everybody was either going to barbers. Barbers was killing during COVID.
Barbers were making more than like doctors sometimes.
Killing.
I remember going there like $50. I'm like, for a cut?
For a cut.
He's like, oh, you want your beard done? I'm like, it's not included. He's like, nah, player. I'm like, damn.
You see what I'm saying, right? But that was the thing that my dad was trying. And dude, like, that's the thing. a lot of athletes, they don't. That's the other thing with the other side. You talk about impact, and you talk about what things you want to leave, like what type of legacy, this and that and the third. Like, I want people, and even like I really want athletes to know too. Like, dude, you want to be able to be not only one dimensional, but like try your best to almost do, in a sense, everything.
Yeah.
Expand your horizons. Expand your toolbox.
Yeah.
There's always room for the tools, man.
Nothing wrong with the learning extra things, you know especially. And I hate when people are like, oh, if you plan B, you're already planning to fail. That is the silliest thing I've ever heard. I don't know if you ever heard that.
I have.
I'm like, wait a minute. So you're telling me, let's say we're recording a wedding, and I'm like, this one battery, because it's the new Sony lithium battery, one battery does it. I shouldn't bring another battery? That's foolish.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, common sense would tell you, like, let me at least do something else just in case. 100%. Now, I'm not doubting anybody's dreams or anything, because, again, my dreams even scare me still right now. So, but it's always great to just know, like, you put all your energy into this, but it's also just like, try other things as well, so it can help your planning and escalate your planning.
It doesn't hurt.
You know what I'm saying? Like things that I'm doing now, like all this video editing stuff that I'm doing. If I wasn't doing this right now while trying to juggle school and everything, it would be. I'd be in a tough situation right now.
Yeah,
I would be in a tough situation.
It's probably like therapy too, though.
Yeah, it takes my mind also from away from the game. I love the game of basketball, but you want to be able to just to have a break from the things that you love to do sometimes.
It becomes monotony and it gets boring.
That's why.
Now, have you ever gone back and kind of had a nice convo with your pops and kind of just say thank you?
I figure, yeah. Tell him that every day.
Yeah,
every day.
Okay.
And there's still certain things that I don't understand that I know I'm going to understand later that he's doing.
I promise you will.
I know I will, because it keeps happening. It happens every year, man. So
it's still happening to me.
Yeah.
And I'm 47. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think sometimes we all need to, my father always says this, sometimes it's okay to take 2 steps back to take a strong step forward.
That's real.
And that's just because at the end of the day, you don't want to just go up so easy. There's beauty in struggle. Nipsey Hussle said that. You know, we got to all go through the emotions of loss, the emotion of death, the emotion of just success, and the emotion of failure. If not, it's not going to build you to be a stronger and better version of who you're supposed to be. I just feel like you're learning, and you have learned a lot for your age, and it looks like you will continue to learn, especially that you're surrounding yourself with great ones. And I want you to surround yourself with great people, and people striving to be great. They don't gotta necessarily be bosses, but their mentality has to be boss-like. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about COVID. You decided not to take the shot. I was on your boat as well. Me and my wife were riding it. My son had meningitis, I believe, when he was 9 weeks old. And so he has a compromised immune system. My father's a physician. He got the vaccine very early. I decided, nope, we weren't going to do it. But then there was a change when I started really traveling a lot, because for work. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do it. But the things that you said in your video, and I keep going back to your video, where you're like, there's not enough facts as to what is being injected in your body. There's not enough data. Because for those people that don't know, because I've done some studies with my father, any clinical trial, a true clinical trial, requires a minimum of 500 to just put data out. I don't know about you, that ain't enough, right? Because we're all different. You might eat a Snickers bar and it don't affect you, but because I have predetermined genes, because my parents both have diabetes, if I eat that, it's going to affect me long term, whereas maybe no one in your family has diabetes. So we're not all really truly created equal in the sense of DNA. So what might be injected in my body, you might react differently. So I respect that. Let's fast forward to today. More people now are getting injections. Like, we'll use Cam Newton. I can't say, oh, he did it because he needs work. It looks like it, but Aaron Rodgers lied, said that he was taking some stuff, and kind of the way he worded it sounded like he got the vaccine, but no, he did something else, so he lied. But how do you feel? Do you find yourself leaning towards getting the injection, or are you still standing by not getting vaccinated?
No, I think just for me, I'm not comfortable getting it because, like you said, it's just not enough literal proven facts. But then also too, my mom is she's not a physician like your pops or anything, but she really pays attention to detail when it comes to this stuff because she doesn't play. Trust me, she got 7 kids. She ain't trying to lose not one of them.
I don't blame her.
So she's very keen and very observant on what she's looking at, what she's doing. Because at first she was like, COVID is real, COVID is this. Now, I'm not saying COVID is fake.
Yep.
Not at all. COVID is real. But the thing with the vaccine and all that, like you just said, is just not enough hardcore evidence to really support all the stuff that, to really put something, in a sense, unknown in our body.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so for me, I just don't feel comfortable getting it. And like you said, too, everybody reacts differently. And I also think 5 years down the line from now, how it's just going to react to our body. Nobody knows. And that's the problem with the lack of evidence. But I think the way we were moving, right? So COVID can't stay without a host. A host is our body. And it was supposed to, after being quarantined or everyone getting locked down for a while, it was supposed to just go away. But as you know, not everybody behaves the same way. You got a lot of people, like, for example, like in Texas, they're just like, man, we walk around without a mask. We can do this. We can do that. People don't move the same way. Some people don't clean their feet when they're in their shower. I had this in the podcast that, there was a survey. It is disgusting. That's disgusting.
Yeah, but guess what? People move different. You know what I'm saying? Who's to say me and you are right because we're cleaning in between our toes because there's nasty Gouda cheese in your toes where those other people are like, no, the water will run through it. That's nasty. But anyway, I digress, right? But I say that point because everyone thinks differently. Me and you could be like, you know what? Breathing air is a good thing. There's going to be someone that says, it's actually not. There'll never be a thing that everyone agrees on. This here is something that I then found out, you know what? I'm going to do my best to help and be on the side of prevention. I caught COVID. It beat my ass, bro. I remember day 3. I was like, telling me and my wife, I was like, all right, we got to be better parents. Let's start feeding these kids. They can't just be eating cereal and candy every goddamn day. Because that's what they were eating for 3 days because we can't get out of bed.
Yeah.
Fam, I got out of bed. You can laugh. We cool, man. It's a nice informative. It's a Cliff Notes Project studio, baby. So I got up, feeling okay. I was like, I gotta put this trash away. House started to smell a little bit because these kids were just throwing anything they wanted in the trash. So I go outside, throw the trash in the can. It was maybe 4 steps. Trash can is maybe another 10. Open it up. I drop it in there. I walk up. I go inside. I'm like, I'm tired. I went to sleep for the rest of the day because my body still was trying to recoup. My wife it took her almost 8 months to gain a sense of taste and smell. Me, my energy is not what it used to be. I blame it on age, but nah, it ain't the same. I be climbing upstairs, I'll be like, not wheezing, but I'm like, wait a minute. It ain't these donuts that's making me like doing this. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Jason
Tatum, he has to take a pump now because he had COVID. People's change. My brother, his son-in-law is paralyzed because of COVID. He is 25 years old. 25 years old. Felt something wrong with his body. He said, nah, bring me to the hospital, and never walked again from that point. So we got a lot of lessons. It affects everybody. There's some people that like, I had it, I felt nothing. I just felt like I had a cold. You know what I'm saying? So everyone's DNA is different. So I'm not saying the decision in which you make is wrong. What I'm saying is continue to look out, continue to social distance, and, just
continue to wear your mask.
That's it. Wash your hands, and stay away from the people that don't wash their feet.
That's crazy. That's still absurd and disgusting.
Yeah.
That is disgusting.
All right, I want to make this a little fun, just a little bit. So my routine every day now, Brandon, is I wake up an hour early and I read affirmation. He told you that too, right?
Yeah, he talked about it in Boss Talk.
Yeah, exactly. So I do that. It works. I'm like, wow, okay. I'm about to sign up this week to his Beast class that he got going. Yep. I want to see if there's like a family package because I'd like my wife to participate. Can't afford the whole ×2 thing. That'll be on $200 a month. We just cut the cable because that's another thing that was cool with COVID.
Nobody watches TV, man. You're on Netflix.
Fam.
Netflix.
It took COVID to wake my ass up. You know what it was though? I like live sports.
Yeah, no, you ain't lying.
Can't find that on these other little things. Yeah. Comcast got that whole.
So one of my guys, he the way he finesses, he just has YouTube TV.
Does it really give live sports?
Yeah, in a full HD, like as if you were watching regular TV.
Yeah,
it's perfect. When we go down to Florida, that's all he uses. He uses YouTube TV.
And that's it.
You know, got Wi-Fi, YouTube TV.
So he's in Florida. He's able to see the Miami Dolphins on YouTube TV. Wow.
Movies, TV, everything.
Yeah, because you know what though, and it's funny because like we looked into the what do you call it, the HD antenna for local sports and channels and all of that. I got the Disney Plus for the kids. I got Amazon Plus, Netflix. So we got a nice little bundle package where we're not paying like a mortgage anymore. Because my bill with his security was like $375 a month, fam.
That's crazy, man.
It is crazy. That's a nice little family trip at the end of the year. It's over $4,000 plus. So we got rid of that.
I relate to it. So
now my thing is maybe I need to add more books. Maybe I need to maximize my time and not waste my time. And I always knew that, but he just made it palatable where I was able to apply into my life. With that being said, do you see yourself scaling back on some of the stuff? Because it's kind of tough for us because we're dealing with social. So we don't want to be hypocrites, like, yo, stay off social media, stay doing this. But we got to stay in tune with what's going on in order to provide and add it to what we're currently doing.
Yeah.
So how does that affect your world now?
I mean, for me, I just, like you said, right there, the last point, I use social media as a tool.
Yeah.
I'm not really a big social media person either. Trust me, if I was able to get rid of social media, I'd do it so quick.
You'll be all right with it, though, you think?
Yeah, I'd be cool. Yeah. I don't really need it. But in order for me to get my name out there and get more exposure, never had exposure when I was younger. Always wanted it.
Catch-22, right?
You know what I'm saying? So, I just use it as a tool. That's what my dad tells me all the time. Yeah. Don't let social media run you. Don't let anything run you. Use anything that you got. Use it as a tool to help you. So, I just use it as a tool, man. I don't try my best not to stay. I have my moments where I'm on it a little bit too much, but I'm never at a point where I'm on social media for like 3 or 4 hours straight, just scrolling on TikTok, looking at. That never happens for me. The most I've probably been on it was probably like 10 minutes max.
Really?
10 minutes. I'm either watching a YouTube video or something, but I'm never because I get to a point where I'm like, all right, let's go. You got to move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
that's what's up.
That's what I do.
That's what's up. So you did say you got, so your circle is family.
Family. I had a little bit of friends in there too, but.
You got friends that really don't deal with none of this stuff?
Not really. They just help me they help me make better sound decisions. Because I got the friends that I have are really mature and really are level-minded the way how I need to be wired. So
shout outs to them. Shout outs to them. Word.
Absolutely.
You need that.
Absolutely.
How you meet them though?
Lance. So Lance.
Okay. Shout out to Lance.
Shout out to Lance, man. So one of Lance's friends. He's a great. His name's Isaac. He's a great friend of ours. He's like one of those guys that keeps quiet on how much money he makes, but he makes.
What's Isaac do?
Respected. Huh?
What's Isaac do? Like, what's his profession?
He's a Forex trader.
Really?
Yeah, so he does Forex.
Oh, he got money.
Likes to keep that on a low.
I ain't mad at you. I 3-letter guys are paying attention. I hear you, man. I hear you. Nothing wrong with that. Maybe we bring here. Maybe he could explain some of that to us over here for those that might be interested. Now, so you got these friends. Everyone's keeping you level-headed. What is it that you do for fun outside of this? Because you need a reset button. It can't be all this all the time. What do you do for fun, man?
For fun. Anything for fun.
Yeah.
Woo. I mean, I love to hang out with family.
I ain't mad at that.
I love to hang out with the family, man. I ain't gonna lie though, like I'm not the type to really go out as much.
Okay.
I don't really go out the way I should be going. Like I should be out more. I should be having more of a good time. Like Yo,
now, why you say should? Let's dive into that. What do you mean? What do you think you're not doing?
I feel like personally, I'm just not being a little bit more social enough because I'm always stuck in this like grind mode. Now, don't get me wrong. I have the time to like chill out when I'm home, relaxing with family, watching movies, doing this, doing my own thing. But in terms of going out, like having like real social engagement with people, and I'm not antisocial either. Like there's this. The other thing with me is too, when I'm out and having like at restaurants and this and that, I can socialize. But I get to a certain point where I'm starting to check out because I'm like, no, I don't want to be here. No. Like, I have an emotion check out. I'm like, dude, I don't want to be here no more. Like, I'm ready.
Have you always been like that?
A little bit. Yeah. A little bit. I mean, when I was younger, like 15, 16, I could hang out with people all day. Now, as I got older and got more mature, it's just like, I'm not really trying to be around that a lot more,
That's Times Square saying, hey, don't forget what you're trying to do.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So, for fun, man, again, like, hanging out with family, enjoying each other's company. Like I said, I should be going out a little bit more just to really socialize a little bit more and connect with more people and stuff like that. If I'm out, I'm going to just know for a fact I'm probably going to be networking. Or if I'm not, I'm majority going to stay silent because that's just me. Like, I got you. I'm not much of a big talker unless I have, like, my guys or my big people around me. Yeah. And I'm like an introvert / like extrovert. Like, what is it? Introvert?
I think introvert. No, you're right. What you said, you could say introvert / extrovert.
Extrovert. That's what I meant. So, I'm kind of in between those. Like I said, I check out at certain moments where I'm like, I'm good.
Do your people say that? Like, people let's say you go out and we're over here at dinner, we're chilling, this and that, and you're just kind of just like doing this type of, like, hey, yo, come on, you're not with us right now? Is that what, do you ever have any of your friends do that to you where you're kind of just like, you're thinking about what you're doing when you're going home? You're like, come on, fam. The edit ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, see, I'm not a party pooper, though. Okay. I ain't no party pooper. I'm going to chill out. I'm going to have a good time. I'm going to do my thing. Like, I'm going to hang out. So they can't I'm going to be cordial.
They can't see you already just thinking.
Like, I'm just drifting off into space and just... Because your attitude does speak a lot. And nobody wants to be around that type of stuff, man. That's what I was trying to... Yeah. You know what I mean? And so, the thing is, for me, again, I may feel like I want to be there. Like, I'm doing this. But in the back of my mind, I'm ready to freaking get out of here.
Get out of there.
That's why I always like to keep the car on me because I can leave whenever I want. I don't want to be able to leave on somebody else's terms. Man, I just want to stay here for another hour. Now I got to freaking either call an Uber or I got to stick with you because I got stuff at the crib or whatever.
Yeah, till you're done. Yeah.
I don't want to be on other people's time. I want to be on my time.
Yeah. That's smooth. I like that. So, I like that. Let's talk about this sweatshirt that I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Faith, not fear.
Yes, sir.
Explain that. What does that mean to you?
For me, I always put God first. Mm-hmm. It's been like that for me since I was younger, man. And I'm never gonna be like, I was raised in church, so I have to believe in God. No, like my dad taught me at an early age. Like he taught me who God is. He taught me a lot about the Bible. Taught me a lot about just a lot of things about who God is, like the creation about earth, this and that. Like, he taught me so much about God, and that's the main thing I really do appreciate about him. Because without God, I'm nothing, and I can say that out loud, say it on here. Without Jesus Christ, I am nothing. Yep. Without anything, He's the one that helped us get out of homelessness. He's the one that got us where I'm at today. So I'm forever going to be grateful for that. But my dad taught me at an early age about who God is. And just started showing me like how his journey with God and connecting me with a lot of different people on their journey with God. So that's why I'm saying like sometimes like with a lot of pastor friends that he has or whatever, they've helped me mature in the way how I need to grow in my faith and in my beliefs, So I'm just extremely grateful that my dad introduced me to God because I'm telling you, without God, I would be a mess right now. Yeah. I know I would be a mess. Yeah. I would be a mess. Man.
Same here, man. Same here. I'm a God-fearing man, but I feel like I actually, a while ago, long time ago, just made the decision because I just see the blessings that my parents have had. My father has, 12 siblings. It was his choice to go to school. He's out of Haiti. He literally walked miles and miles for school, to appreciate what he was able to obtain here from him coming here and saying, I don't want to work for anyone, buying like this building here from Carney 20 something years ago, actually 21 years, December 12th would be our 21st year here. Just having this belief in God and knowing like this is what he has to do, that service comes first too. And I feel like this is kind of like, not saying a ministry, but just like, your dad, this is a place where I bring people and have these type of conversations so we can exchange information with each other, exchange energies, exchange thoughts. I always tell people, try renting my ideas. You don't need to buy it. You can rent it. If you don't like it, kick it back to me. It's all good. But it was refreshing having a conversation with you today. We're going to keep working, you and I. I'm going to keep paying attention to everything it is that you do. Even outside of ball with media and just you and seeing what the growth is. Because like I said, Brendan saw something in you and immediately as soon as he left, he's like, I got a couple people I got to connect with you, but I'm going to do it as soon as I leave here. And the the Instagram chat, and why now you're here for that. But now I'm expecting much, much more from you, young man. Much more. This is just the beginning. And it's not the end. It's not the end. Do not allow people to sway you from your faith. There's a lot of people, and do not allow people, Wallow said this today, to kind of hate on your dream and just water your dream and give you all this negative doubt on your dream because it's not immediately happened. Never forget your grandmother putting that blanket down and setting a place for you to sleep. I'm saying never forget that Christmas that you had in the office. All of these will have you grow to be a great man like your father. I don't even know your father, but he's a great man. Right? And again, I appreciate you coming here, spending a little bit of time with me, and then kicking your story to me, because that makes me just a little bit better. And it allows me to grow off of your experiences, sir.
Absolutely, man. It's a pleasure.
Dog, it was a pleasure.
Awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have you introduce yourself again one time with your handles and all of that.
Kyree LaPlanche, man. You guys already know what it is. Time to get this chicken, man. You guys know what it is.
Beautiful, beautiful. And who's your man behind the cameras? We got to give them guys love, too, because I'll be behind there, too.
That's Uncle LC right there, man. That's Uncle Lance.
What up, Unc?
That's Unc, man.
He got the good gear. We got a Sony ecosystem. We was being real nerdy earlier talking about what we do, but it's all good because that's who we are. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I want to thank y'all for coming here and giving me some of your time. Like they say in all these cool YouTube intros, which I'm still working on, make sure you press that like button, hit that notification button, and I already said like button, smash that like button, and make sure you do a follow. Follow this man, follow the journey. This is a Cliff Notes project. All I like to do here is to bring great people to provide great stories so we all can learn and empower each other to just be better people. And on that note, make sure y'all check your ego at the door or the keyboard since y'all be on social media. On that note, again, I'm out.